A woman will never walk up to you and say, "Hey, I chose you, now kiss me before I change my mind." That is not how we operate. But here is what we do instead. And this is the part most men completely miss. We speak with our hands, and I am not talking about sign language. I am talking about a secret physical vocabulary that women have been using since the beginning of time to signal one unmistakable message. I am yours. Make your move. If you miss these signals, she will not repeat them. She will simply walk away and give them to someone who actually pays attention. Here is something that will probably frustrate you. A study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that women send an average of 5 attraction signals before a man even notices the first one. 5. That means by the time you think she might be interested, she has already been screaming it at you with her body for the last 20 minutes. And the most powerful signals? They come from her hands, not her eyes, not her smile, her hands. Because hands are the one body part most people forget to control. Your face can fake a smile. Your voice can fake enthusiasm. But your hands, they betray the truth every single time. And honestly, as a woman, it kind of drives me crazy how many men walk right past these signals without a clue. She is literally handing you the green light on a silver platter, and you are standing there wondering if she is just being friendly. No, sweetie, friendly has a very different hand language. What I am about to break down for you today is going to change the way you read every interaction you have with a woman from this moment forward. And fair warning, once you learn this, you cannot unlearn it. You will start seeing these signals everywhere. At coffee shops, at work, on dates. And the pressure is on because now you will know exactly when she has chosen you. The only question left will be whether you are brave enough to act on it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which hand gestures mean, "I am interested," which ones mean, "Kiss me right now," and which ones mean, "You already blew it." Stick with me through every single point because the last one is the most important, and it is the one that separates the men who get the girl from the men who go home wondering what happened. Let me start with the one almost every woman does without even realizing it. When a woman is attracted to you, her hands will move toward her hair. But here is the part nobody talks about. It is not just any hair touch. There is a specific version that signals real attraction. She will reach up, touch her hair near the side of her face, and then let her hands slowly trail down to her neck or collarbone. That trailing motion is the key. A woman who is just fidgeting with her hair will grab it, adjust it, and move on. A woman who is attracted to you will let her hand linger. She will slow the movement down. She is subconsciously drawing your attention to her neck, which is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body. In psychology, exposing the neck is a primal trust signal. She is basically telling your subconscious, "I feel safe with you. I am open to you." So, if she is sitting across from you and her hand keeps floating up to her hair and drifting down to her neck, that is not nervous energy. That is an invitation. And if you do not respond to it, if you just keep talking about your fantasy football league, she is going to assume you are not interested and emotionally check out of the conversation. This next one is so simple that it's almost criminal how many men brush it off. When a woman reaches out and lightly touches your arm, your shoulder, or especially your chest with just her fingertips, not a full hand grab, but a delicate, lingering touch, she is closing the physical gap between you on purpose. Think about it. We live in a world where personal space is sacred. The average comfortable distance between two people who are just friends is about 18 inches. When a woman voluntarily breaks that barrier and makes physical contact with you using her fingertips, she is testing the waters. She is checking if you pull back or lean in. She is measuring your response in real time. A study from the University of Oxford found that light touch during conversation increased perceived attractiveness by nearly 40% in both directions. Meaning, when she touches you, she is not only signaling that she finds you attractive, she is also making herself more attractive to you in that moment. Women instinctively know this. We have known it for centuries. That light touch on your arm is one of the most calculated and effective moves in the entire female playbook. And yes, I said calculated. We know exactly what we are doing. If she touches your arm once, she is interested. If she touches it twice, she is very interested. If she touches it 3 times and you still have not made a move, she is going to start questioning your pulse. This next signal is sneaky, and most men have zero idea it is happening. When a woman starts slowly running her fingers along an object, the stem of a wine glass, the edge of a coffee cup, the corner of a menu, She is doing something that psychologists call object displacement. She wants to touch you, but the social situation does not allow it yet. So, her hands transfer that desire onto the nearest object. Think about that for a second. Her body is so drawn to you that it has to touch something just to manage the tension. A research team at the University of Manchester found that tactile displacement behaviors increased by over 60% when a person is in the presence of someone they find attractive. Her fingers tracing circles on the rim of her glass is not boredom, it is barely contained desire. And here is the hilarious part. Most men see this and think, wow, she really likes that coffee cup. No, she does not care about the cup, she cares about you. The cup is just a stand-in because she cannot exactly reach across the table and stroke your forearm in the first 15 minutes of a date. Now this next one is elegant and quiet, and it's the move of a woman who knows exactly what she wants, but refuses to be the one to make the final move. Watch for this. You're sitting next to her, maybe at a bar, maybe at a table, maybe on a couch. And gradually, not suddenly, her hand migrates closer to yours. She places it on the table near your hand. She rests it on the couch cushion between you. She sets it on her knee, which happens to be inches from your hand. She is building a landing strip. I'm serious. She is literally positioning her hand in a place where all you have to do is reach over and take it. She's reducing the distance so that the move you need to make is as small and risk-free as possible. This is a woman who's thinking, I've done 90% of the work. Please, for the love of everything, do the last 10%. According to anthropologist Helen Fisher, who has studied romantic attraction for over 4 decades, this gradual proximity behavior is hardwired into human courtship. Women across every culture studied perform some version of this move, reducing the physical gap incrementally to signal availability while maintaining plausible deniability. Because if you don't take her hand, she can pull hers back without embarrassment. Nobody loses face. But if you do reach over, the connection ignites. So when you see that hand creeping closer to yours, don't just sit there analyzing it, take it. This combination signal is honestly one of my favorites because it reveals so much about what's happening inside her head. When a woman laughs, covers her mouth with one hand, and then immediately reaches out to touch you with the other hand, or even the same hand right after, she's doing 2 things simultaneously. First, covering the mouth during laughter is a gesture of vulnerability. She's showing you that you affect her enough to provoke a genuine, unguarded reaction. She's not giving you a polite chuckle. She's giving you a real laugh that she almost feels embarrassed by because it's so authentic. Second, the touch that follows is her way of saying, that laugh was because of you, and I want you to know it. She's connecting the positive emotion she just experienced directly to you through physical contact. She's wiring her brain and yours to associate you with joy. A fascinating piece of research from the Kinsey Institute showed that couples who reported the highest levels of initial attraction almost always described moments where laughter and touch overlapped. It wasn't just that they made each other laugh. It was that the laughter led to physical contact, which led to more laughter, which created a feedback loop of connection. When she does this combo, the laugh, the mouth cover, the touch, she's deep in that loop with you, and the kiss window is wide open. Alright, this one is almost unfair because it's so direct that it barely counts as a subtle signal, but you'd be shocked how many men miss it. When a woman slowly touches her lower lip with her fingertip, not biting her lip, not licking her lips, but gently pressing or tracing her lower lip with her finger while looking at you, she is subconsciously drawing your attention to her mouth. This is called a pointing gesture in body language research. Just as someone might unconsciously point their feet toward the person they're most interested in, a woman who touches her lips is pointing your attention exactly where she wants it, her mouth, where the kiss happens. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, a pioneer in the study of nonverbal communication, found that when a person touches a specific body part during interaction, observers' eyes are drawn to that area within milliseconds. It's automatic. You can't help but look. And she knows that even if she doesn't consciously know that she knows it, the difference between I have dry lips and I want you to kiss me is all in the context. If she's mid-sentence explaining her tax return and touches her lip, that's nothing. But if the conversation has slowed, the eye contact has intensified, the space between you has shrunk, and then she slowly traces her lower lip while holding your gaze, brother. If you don't kiss her in that moment, I genuinely don't know what more she can do short of holding up a neon sign. I told you at the beginning that number 7 would surprise you, and here it is. When a woman places her full hand, palm flat, against her own neck or collarbone during conversation with you, most dating advice will tell you she's either nervous or protecting herself. And sometimes that's true. But there's a version of this gesture that means the exact opposite, and almost nobody talks about it. When a woman places her hand on her neck or upper chest, and her fingers are spread open, relaxed, and she's slightly tilting her head to one side while doing it, that is not a protective gesture. That is a display gesture. She is presenting. She is highlighting. She is framing the area of her body that she subconsciously wants you to notice and eventually to kiss. Research from the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology found that open finger placement on the neck during courtship interactions correlates strongly with elevated heart rate and pupil dilation, two of the most reliable physiological markers of attraction. The open hand on the neck is essentially her body saying, "I'm aroused, I'm open, and I'm showing you exactly where I want your attention." Contrast this with the closed version, fingers together, hand clenched slightly, covering the throat notch, which is a classic self-protective gesture indicating discomfort. The difference between open fingers and closed fingers in this exact same location is the difference between come closer and step back. And now that you know this, you'll start seeing it everywhere. The final signal is one that happens most often at the end of a date, at a doorstep, or during a goodbye, and it's a woman's last silent plea before the moment passes. When she stands in front of you and clasps her own hands together in front of her body, almost as if she's holding her own hand because nobody else is, she's in a state of anticipation. This gesture is what psychologists call a self-comfort hold. She's containing her own nervous energy. She's anchoring herself. And she's doing it because she wants something to happen, and she's not sure if it will. Her clasped hands are essentially the physical version of holding her breath. Pay attention to what happens with her thumbs during this. If her thumbs are rubbing against each other or one thumb is stroking the back of the other hand, that's active self-soothing. She's managing excitement, not boredom. And if she's doing this while standing unusually close to you, while making eye contact, while making no move to leave even though the date is technically over, she is giving you every possible signal short of grabbing your face. I'll tell you something real. As a woman, the most frustrating moment in the world is standing in front of a man you're attracted to, doing everything you can think of to signal that you want him to kiss you, and watching him say, "Well, good night, drive safe," and walk away. The number of times women have group texted their friends screaming, "He didn't kiss me," after sending every signal in the book would genuinely break your heart. Don't be that guy. So, let me bring this all together for you. Her hands are constantly communicating what her words won't say. The hair touch that trails to the neck, the fingers caressing objects, the arm touches, the open palms, the finger grazes on your hand, the exposed wrists. Every one of these is a woman telling you without a single word, "I have chosen you." The only thing left is for you to choose her back. And the way you do that is not with words, it is with action. A touch returned, a hand held, a kiss that says, "I heard every signal you sent and I am right here." Now here is what I need from you, and this is not a small ask. Think about the last time you were with a woman and something felt right, but you were not sure. Go back to that moment in your mind. Did she do any of the things I just described? I am willing to bet she did, and I am willing to bet you hesitated. Take what you learned today and make a decision. The next time you see those signals, you act. That is the deal. You watched this video, you received the knowledge, and now the only acceptable payment is that you actually use it. Do not let another moment pass you by. That is the real subscription, not to this channel, to yourself, to the version of you who does not freeze when it matters most. And speaking of signals you cannot afford to miss, everything I just told you about hands is only part of the story, because there is something even more revealing than what a woman does with her hands. It is what she lets you do with yours. I broke that down in full detail in my video called, "If a Woman Lets You Touch This Specific Part of Her Body, She's Already Yours." That video picks up exactly where this one leaves off. It covers the specific zones on a woman's body that, when she allows you to touch them, confirm beyond any doubt that she has already made her decision about you. If you do not watch it, you are walking into your next interaction with only half the playbook. It is right there on your screen. Click it now before you forget everything you just learned. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.